Hi creative friends, I'm Jane from Sustain My Craft Habit. Welcome back to Thrifted Thursday, in which we share 2 or 3 things we upcycle each week. Today I'm going to be showing you how I took 3 different thrift store elements and transformed them into a beautiful centerpiece for fall. So let's get started. My mother-in-law found this rustic tray made from branches for $2.99 at the Value Village. She also found the wood canister for about $5.99 from the Value Village, and then I had found this orange tin for 50 cents at another thrift store. So these 3 elements together were going to form the centerpiece that I had in mind for fall. I'd seen this layered technique for painting and distressing pieces over on TikTok by Our Upcycled Life, and I just had to give it a try. I thought it'd be fun with this 50-cent piece, why not, right? So I started by first taking some of that petroleum jelly and putting it on all the places that I would have wanted the paint not to adhere to my container. And then I painted over that first with a layer of teal acrylic paint. It was just an acrylic craft paint. I then, after that was dried, swiped some more petroleum jelly on a few more places of the teal layer, and then painted over that with black paint. This happens to be black chalk paint because I was just really using what I had on hand. At this point, I was worried that maybe none of the paint would stick to the container. So I thought, okay, well, either it's all going to end up coming off or it'll look really cool. Let's see how it's going to go. So once the black paint was dry, I again dabbed on some more petroleum jelly. This is the same as Vaseline. And then painted over that with white chalky paint and let that dry completely. So the moment of truth was coming up. I was not sure how this was going to work out, but I was really excited to see it. So once the white paint had dried, I took a piece of paper towel and then started wiping away at the surface. At first, I was not sure what was happening. I thought maybe I was really just scraping away all the paint that didn't adhere at all to the container. But then as I worked my way around, it was really only wherever that Vaseline was first laid down that the paint did not stick, and it created this really fun effect, and I'll definitely be using this technique in the future. I did have in mind a bit more of a monochromatic vision for this arrangement, so I went ahead and dry brushed over my jar with a bit more white paint. Now it's time to start putting those elements together to see how it was all going to look. I just placed a little box inside for some elevation and then put some paper around as filler. I had made several of our fabric pumpkins, and we have the tutorial for those here on our YouTube channel, and just tucked those in front of the containers. I must admit that I was very torn about whether or not to paint this wood canister. It looked like it had been handcrafted, it was vintage, but in the end I decided to go for it because, I don't know, I just thought it would, I'd enjoy it more as this white kind of neutral palette that I had in mind. Do you think you would have painted it or left it as it was? Leave a comment below and let me know either way. While that was drying, I went ahead and stenciled the word faith onto the original canister and then came back and kind of worked back and forth on these 2 pieces. After the white paint had dried completely, I decided to decoupage on there this pumpkin from this napkin that I picked up. I'm pretty sure it was from the Dollar Tree this season. And then using my water pen, I simply traced around the design to get that nice frayed edge and decided that these little borders were just not right for the piece and cut those off with some scissors. And then I glued that onto the one part of the canister with a little bit of my Deco Art decoupage glue. It just adds a really cute design to the fall themed display. I thought it'd be fun to add some of these painted leaves as well to the centerpiece. These were all actually from last year, and I had just dried them in the pages of a book, and they held really well all year long, really, to be able to use now this season. For the top of the canister, I added a little faux pumpkin, some faux leaves, and some black and white check ribbon. And then I tucked in a set of twinkle lights to light up the arrangement, and finally added in those painted leaves. I placed some of my dried hydrangeas from last year into the tall canister, and you could use any fall types of flowers. And then finally added on some raffia just for a little bit of texture. It almost looks like hay in there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this thrifting project this week. We did some layered painting, some decoupage, and put it all together to make a budget-friendly and inexpensive centerpiece for fall. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe for more nature-inspired DIY crafts and upcycling projects. See you again next week. Bye!